What's the latest that we have confirmed?
So there is very little confirmed, although we have some images that have come out from Moscow, the images that have come out from the city of Rostov-on-Don, and we have statements from Prigozhin. So let me just set this up a little bit in order to understand what's happening now, or what appears to be happening right now. The Wagner Group, which is a mercenary army, it's sometimes described as a pirate-like organization that is loyal to Yevgeny Prigozhin. They use a lot of convicted convicts, freeing them from prisoners. We're talking rapists, murderers, and giving them amnesty, giving them release in exchange for frontline service in Ukraine. This paramilitary group, this mercenary group, has been operating in Ukraine since the beginning of this invasion for a year and a half now. They are considered shock troops. They are independent from the regular chain of command, independent from the Ministry of Defense, and they have been quite effective in fighting in Ukraine, particularly around the city of Bakhmut, where they destroyed the city of Bakhmut. This is a Ukrainian city in the far east of the country, not far from the Russian border. In fact, according to Wagner, according to images that Wagner's released, they've lost thousands, potentially tens of thousands of troops fighting in Ukraine, or tens of thousands of mercenaries. And there are many images of Prigozhin himself, released by Wagner, going to prisons, telling prisoners, telling convicts that the only way that they can get out of jail is to join his force and go and serve on frontline duty. Yes, they might not survive, but it is their best opportunity. And Wagner prisoners who've either been captured or managed to escape this kind of extreme service have said that once they get to the battlefield, they are forced to rush into gunfire, and if they try and retreat, they are shot by their commanders. So a very, very tough, very ruthless organization. Now, they have been for months now at odds with the regular army, because they have been showing up, the regular army. The regular army, as we've seen over the last year or so in Ukraine, has been performing very badly. They were not able to hold parts of the east. They were not able to capture Kyiv. So Wagner presented itself as the only fighting force inside Russia that was able to make advances, not retreat, and defeat in places the Ukrainian army. And this rivalry has been tense in the past, with Yevgeny Prigozhin deliberately accusing the army, deliberately accusing Defense Minister Shoigu of undercutting his forces, not giving them supplies, not giving them ammunition. And he has said in many statements that he believes that the defense establishment there is trying to kill his men in order to eliminate an upstart, eliminate a rival. Now, that is the backstory. Over the last 24 hours, things have developed quite significantly. And according to Wagner, according to Prigozhin himself, he said that not just the defense minister, but also the army chief, Gerasimov, organized an attack against Wagner, tried to eliminate them, attacking their fixed positions in the forests inside Ukraine, attacking them with missiles, attacking them with helicopters. And according to Wagner, this was yet another attack against them, and a step too far. And this very dangerous, very emotional, very violent leader of Wagner, Yevgeny Prigozhin, said, enough is enough. I'm taking my force, which he estimates at 25,000 men, and I am not just going to not use them to fight in Ukraine. I am going back into Russia, and I'm going to get rid of these defense officials who killed his men, allegedly, specifically Gerasimov and Shoigu. And he said he's going to march toward Rostov. Rostov is the city where the war in Ukraine is being organized from. It's the seat of the Southern Command, and to Moscow. So Russian troops, according to Russian accounts, have set up defensive positions in Moscow to prevent this rogue mercenary force from coming in and attacking the city, and setting up perimeter around the city of Rostov. They are accusing him. The FSB, the Russian intelligence service, is accusing him of trying to stage a coup. He denies that he is trying to stage a coup. He says that this is merely an act of justice, that his men are going back to try and to eliminate the traitors within the Kremlin who are trying to undermine the war. And he said that the war itself is gone away from its initial aims, that the initial aim of the war was to pacify or denazify, to use Russian propaganda, the country. And he said it's not about that anymore. It is simply about these top levels in the top officials in the Ministry of Defense using this conflict in order to get more stars on their uniforms, to seek promotions, and to serve their interest. So we're talking about a potential open split that has been brewing for months now, but that has apparently escalated to a new level. And all of this potentially is very good news for Ukraine, because if your enemies are fighting among themselves and your shock troops, Russian shock troops, are now trying to topple their rival at in the official armed forces, that would give the Ukrainians a bit of breathing room, just as they are launching this new offensive, which is already proving to be quite difficult.